Hello friends, today we're reading The Beeman. The story is written by Laurie Krebs and the pictures were drawn by Valeria Sis. The Beeman. Bees. There wouldn't be sunflowers, wouldn't be peas, wouldn't be apples on apple trees if it weren't for fuzzy old bees. Buzzy old bees dusting pollen from off their knees. Here is my grandpa, who's known in our town as the Beeman. Here is his jacket with a tight-fitting white hood that covers his face just the way that it should when he visits his hives as the Beeman. He needs the hood and the jacket so the bees can't sting him. Here are his gloves made of cotton and leather, protecting his hands in all kinds of weather when he tends to his hives as the Beeman. Here is the beehive where all the bees sleep, tucked into a box called a shallow or deep, and then placed on a stand by the Beeman. Here is the smoker that calms down the bees, and the hive tool that opens the beehive with ease. For a much closer look by the Beeman. Here is the queen bee who does her job well and lays tiny eggs in a six-sided cell. Can we count the sides of the cell? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's a hexagon with 6 sides. The queen bee is the heart of the hive, says the Beeman. Here are the drone bees with big bulging eyes and a large appetite supporting their size. They mate with the queen, adds the Beeman. Here are the workers, 10,000 or more, who gather the nectar to bring back and store in honeycomb cells for the Beeman. Here are the house bees with swift-moving wings that dry up the nectar a worker bee brings, making honey for me and the Beeman. So these house bees make the nectar dry so they can turn it into honey. Here's the extractor. It's clickety-clack, removing the honey from the frames on its rack and filling up jars for the Beeman. Here's some of the honey returned to the hive. It's food for the bees to help them survive the long winter days near the Beeman. Here are the bees protected from harm, inside the hive, huddled sheltered and warm. So they'll be here next year, says the Beeman. Here is the wagon filled up to the brim with bottles of honey collected by him and brought to the house by the Beeman. They have jars full of honey that the bees made for them. Here are the muffins all warm and delicious and dripping with honey on Grandma's best dishes. I'm glad that my grandpa's the Beeman. The end. I hope you enjoyed this story, friends. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.